Be'ezras Hashem, today's the second to the last daf in Masechta Gittin, and the daf is Pei Tes 89, and we're going to begin by the Mishnah on Pei Ches Amud Beis. We make it bigger, and here's the Mishnah discussing like this. Imagine you walked by the Woodmere Country Club, and this is what we're talking about. And you see people going in and out, there's lights on, festive music you hear inside, and you ask what's going on. And you say that this girl just got engaged and she was Makabel Kedushin. But you didn't hear witnesses that actually saw that the girl was Makabel Kedushin. And that's the story over here. So that's the question. Is she considered to be Mukudeshes? That's we're talking about rumors over here. My friend's Mitzvah Shem tomorrow night, he said, sends me a Vard invitation. And he says, keep it a secret. So this is the stuff. Yatsa Shma Ba'ir Mukudeshes. If a rumor went out in a city, but that a certain girl was Makabel Kedushin, Harezu Mukudeshes. That means she's Mukudeshes, and we don't listen to her. She needs, in order for her to get engaged to somebody else, that girl needs a get from the first guy that the rumor was that she was engaged to and was Makabel Kedushin. The next case of the Mishnah is Mugureshes. Now the Gemara Migureshes, Hareza Migureshes. If you read the Mishnah simply, it seems to say, which is an impossibility. If a woman who's married had a rumor that she got a get, anybody can marry her. So that's ridiculous, because if we know for a fact that she's a married woman, unless we know for certain that she got a get, just on a rumor alone will not allow her to marry anybody who she wants. So the understanding of the Mishnah, the way the Gemara is understanding is like Latin, is this way. You have a Kohen. This woman is married to a Kohen, and a rumor came out that her husband gave her a get. We don't know if her husband gave her a get, but there's a rumor. So no longer is that woman allowed to stay with her husband because of the rumor, because a husband who is a Kohen is not permitted to stay with his wife, who's now considered to be a Mugureshes, because in the gossip papers it's already saying that she got her get. Uvilvad shelo yehei shama masla. But when do we give credence to a rumor as long as there was no explanation to break the rumor? You could say there was a rumor and that she was Mukudeshes or got a get, and no, the rumor is broken. How would you break a rumor? Ezehu masla. What is a reasonable explanation that breaks a rumor? So, for example, we said a woman who the rumor is that she's divorced. So we assume that she's divorced based on that rumor. But then we say, but the rumor included like this: Gerish ish ploini es ishtoi, that this man divorced his wife al tanai with a condition. So there, that is a statement, a rumor that inherently has an explanation that says maybe the rumor is not true, because it could be that the husband or the wife did not keep the condition. And if she didn't keep the condition, there is no divorce. So in that case, we wouldn't say that she's a divorced woman. We would say that there was a rumor, but the rumor was squashed. And therefore, we don't give credence to the rumor. So we wouldn't consider her a divorced. Or let's say like this. You have a rumor that this girl became Mukudeshes, right? But in the rumor, it says it was a funny type of Kedushin. Zaruk la Kedusha, he threw her the money of the Kedushin. Safek Karev la, Safek Karev loi. It was a Safek if the Kedushin money was close to him or close to her. So all these things is Zuhi Amasla. That is considered a Amasla remains like an explanation that breaks the rumor. And since we have an explanation that breaks the rumor, so we will not say that this girl is a Kedushin lady. We will allow her to get engaged with somebody else without getting a get, so to speak, from the person she was rumored to have been Mukudeshes prior. Now the Gemara asked the question. You said in the Mishnah, a woman who is married to a Kohen, right? And now all of a sudden a rumor comes out, hey, this lady got a get. So we don't allow her to stay with her husband because her husband's a Kohen. A Kohen's not allowed to be married to a Mugureshes. Says the Gemara, "Ba'asrin le agavra." Do we prohibit this woman from her husband? How's that possible? Ravashi says, once a woman is married, comfortably married, this woman who's married to her husband, the Kohen, Kol Kola, if there's any rumor, the Basa and Nisuin that comes after the marriage, Loy Chashinala, we don't give it any credence. In other words, don't pay attention to it. And therefore, how could you interrupt a happily married couple by saying, oh, we have a rumor that the wife got to get from the husband, and not allow the Kohen to stay back married with his wife? Ravashi said, and Ravashi is the basis of a long general rule, and therefore the Mishnah has to align itself with Ravashi. So how could it be that we're going to not allow this person to stay with his wife, this Kohen not allowed to stay with his wife because of a rumor? And says the Gemara, you're right. Hachi kama. This is what the Mishnah means to say. Yatzu shma be'ir mukudeshes. Oh, a rumor came out about a girl. She got engaged. She was makabel kedushin. Harez mukudeshes. This girl is mukudeshes. We will never allow her to get married to somebody else unless we know for sure she got a get from the first guy she was rumored to be mukudeshes to. But what happens? Mukudeshes to mugureshes. The rumor had an inherent explanation that broke the rumor. The rumor said that she got kedushin and she got a get. So it's one big rumor. And so therefore, if you take the rumor as one package, we go to the top of Peites, Hareza Mugreshes, we view her as a Mugreshes type of a lady, and she's permitted to marry whoever she wants. My tama, what's the reason? Kol v'shoivra ima. It's the rumor with something that breaks the rumor together. It's just, if you read the Mishnah says, it implies that the rumor is not the Mugureshes rumor. But the way the Gemara sings it into the Mishnah, that's how you answer away what it means when the Mishnah said a rumor came out, she's Mugureshes. It's Mugureshes after she got Mukudeshes. Now, the new Gemara. The Gemara is discussing girls, yes, nice girls. Rava says, Yatzo Lashem Mizana Be'er. You have a girl who came back from seminary and Loyalenu. There's a rumor that she was Mizana with a goy. A girl who has nus with a goy cannot marry a kohen. So let's say this rumor came out. Don't pay attention to it. She could marry a kohen. My tama. So what's the reason why is there such a rumor? People saw that she was acting immodestly, and they extended the rumor. Oh, she must have slept with the goy. Could be they were just making out in the park, but doesn't mean that she actually slept with him. This is a machlekes tanoim. That do we say that if a woman is acting immodestly in public, do we assume that she's a zoina? So the Mishnah, the Brisa says like this. What happens? Ochla bashuk. You have a girl that was eating in the street. It was considered to be so undignified for a girl to eat in the street. She was considered already somebody who's immodest and having affairs with other men. So you have a married woman who's eating publicly in the street, or giger bashuk, or as Rashi explains, she walks in a seductive manner in the street. Henika bashuk, or she's nursing her baby in the street. Bekulin, in all these cases, Rameir was so strict, Teitze, we forced the husband to give her a divorce because she's probably sleeping around with other men. Rabbi Kiva says, you only give her a divorce only if there's other women who are women who weave by the moonlight, and they talk and gossip. Only the gossiping woman, if they're schmoozing about this rumor, will give credence to the rumor and will force the husband to give her a divorce. So strict were the Tanoim, Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Kiva. Amalai Rabbi Yechon ben Nuri. Rabbi Yechon ben Nuri says that you can't do that. Women are women, and Cain lohinachta bas la Avram Avinu sheyesheves tachas baila. You will not allow a daughter of Avram Avinu, and that's the way to look at every Jewish girl. A daughter of Avram Avinu, that she's going to be able to stay married to her husband. There's always a rumor about everybody. Lahavda, they say in America, show me the person, I'll show you the crime. So you show me the girl, you'll find something immodest about her, and therefore you're going to say that she has to get divorced from her husband. The Torah says, the only time that you divorce a woman and she's also to her husband is if it's an ervas dava, something that's adultery. Well, halano imal pishnaim edim pishloish edim yokum davar. Mal halan davar barer avkam davar barer. Just like we say it has to be just like by Pishnaim Edim, it's very clear because you have two witnesses. In order for a woman to be usher on her husband, we need davar. We need witnesses that see it. And as long as there's no witnesses, you have a rumor, she's walking in a seductive manner, or she's talking to people in the street. That's not enough to make her usher and force the husband to divorce her. Tanarabanan, the rabbis taught, Bu'ula ein chayshin la. If a girl came back from seminary and they say she's no longer a besula, ein chayshin la. You don't pay credence to that. In other words, the Torah says that a kohen gadol has to marry a virgin. If a girl, there's a rumor that she's a beula, she's still permitted to marry a kohen gadol. Nesua ein chayshin la. If we say to a woman, oh, she was married once before, we don't pay credence to that rumor. In other words, if there's a rumor that she got married years ago, and right now we're seeing she's by herself, we're not choishes for that. Arusa ein choshel. If we say that she got engaged, we don't pay attention to those rumors. Again, our Mishnah is very specific. Our Mishnah is a situation where the rumor says, not that she got married years ago, that she got married today. And plus, there are other factors that substantiate the rumor because the catering hall was taken and everybody was going in and out saying that, there's an engagement party here. Then that gives the rumor. But if it's just a blank rumor, we're not paying credence. If there's a rumor she got married, engaged today, but it doesn't mention to who, don't pay attention to it. You know how I have so many situations where my son will tell me, oh, so-and-so got engaged, and it was not true. They're just dating in the number 8, and already people are talking. Be'ir acheres, if you say that this girl got engaged in another city, ein chayshin, we don't consider she's an engaged woman. Mamzeres, if there's a rumor that she's a mamzeres, as long as we don't know for certain, ein chayshin, don't pay attention to it. She's permitted to marry a Yisrael. Shivcha, ein chayshin. If we say that, if the rumor says that she was a maid, we don't give it credence. She's mutter to marry a regular Jew. Higdish plain in a if there's a rumor that a person publicly made he consecrated his assets, or he made them hefker, and now we see him by his assets. We don't tell him to get off and move out from his assets. It was only a rumor, and therefore it's not considered Hegdish's property as long as there's no witnesses that say he was Magdishit. We don't give credence to the rumor. Ula said, and Ula is explaining our Mishnah. You can't just, our Mishnah is not talking about that you just heard a rumor. The rumor has to be substantiated in order, and this is good to know, when a person's making an engagement party, there's a mitzvah, Rashi says, to have neiros, light candles. That substantiates that there's an engagement party going on. Look at the Rashi. So there's something to have candlelight by a engagement party. Dolkus, mitos mitzvahs. You have to have the beds. Mitos mitzvahs means the table is set. People are going in and out of the house or the catering hall, and they say, this girl got engaged today. That's how we know Miskadeshes. She's going to get engaged today. Miskadeshes, what do you mean? If the rumor just only says she's going to get engaged, maybe she didn't get the Kedushin. Ema, the rumor is pointing Niskacha Yom, she actually got her Kedushin today. Only in such a case, if it's a rumor, but it has such circumstantial evidence surrounding it, will we give credence to the rumor and not allow this girl to marry anybody else until she gets a get? The Chain Tanur Levi, and Levi also explained our Mishnah. It's not just a rumor that makes the girl also. That there's so much light festivity that a woman could actually weave a garment with the lights of the festivities. And the rumor says, and people are saying, this girl is getting engaged today. Maybe she didn't get engaged. Ploinus got engaged today. So there has to be a rumor that says that it actually happened today. Amar Rabba Baba Chanan Re Yochanan. Lo Yishamu Kol Avar. Our Mishnah didn't say that the girls also, if they heard a plain rumor, El Kadesha Neres Dolkus, Bitus Musois, they Odom Nechnoisim V'Yotzim. Fine. That means that there has to be a substantiated rumor, as we're saying all along, where the catering hall is lit up and people are going in and out. Now, Rabba Baba Chana, in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, said, Amru Davar, if people are saying things, Zeu Koil. That's a good rumor. Lo Amru Davar, if they don't say anything, Zehu Masla, that breaks a rumor. What do you mean? If nobody's saying anything, that breaks the rumor. So the question is, Lo Amru, if nobody's saying anything, well, Lo Amru V'Lo Klum, nobody said anything that there's a rumor to break. If everybody's walking out of this catering hall, nobody's saying a word, so what kind of rumor is it that I need to break it? So the Gemara says no. La puke midraba babar huna the amra amatla shamru afilu mekan by the amra amatla something that could break a rumor. It doesn't have to happen simultaneously when the rumor started. It can happen 10 days later. Kumash malam. Rabbi Yochanan disagrees with that. Loy amruhu dahava amasla. If they did not say, in other words, if they didn't complete if there was an absolute rumor, but it came a something to break the rumor at the same time, that's called an amasla. That's called something that breaks the rumor, because there was never a point of time where the rumor stood alone. It always had this breakage in the rumor at the same time. Ha-amru, but if there was a breakage in the rumor, but if there was absolute at one time, if there was an absolute rumor at one time, and then 10 days later you have something that breaks the rumor, lo have a masla, that's not enough to break a rumor. And in fact, even if a masla comes later on to break the rumor, still this girl will be asa and will require a get. Amar Rabba Barav Amar Rav Huna Amar Rav Lo Yishashamu Kol Avayra El Kadei Sheyomer Pleini Meheched Shama. He says you don't even need circumstantial evidence. If there's a way to go back to the source of where the rumor came from, that's the rumor. You don't have to have that there was a catering hall and people coming out. If you can go to people and you ask the person, where did you hear this rumor? And he's going to tell you, Miplani, I heard it from so-and-so. And then you ask that person, he said, Miplani, I heard it from so-and-so. If you could find where the origination of this rumor started, that is called a rumor. Frank the Gemara, if you get to the original source and there's two witnesses that say the original source, Eidus Malyasu, isn't that a perfect Eidus? That's not a rumor. That she's for sure Mugaresh. It's not even a suffix. Ella ki also Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda Amar Abba Amar Rav Huna Amar Rav Lo Yishamu Kol Avara. They didn't hear the rumor. Ella kedei sheyami Pliny meheken shama Pliny upliny Pliny. They keep going back to where this rumor originated. Finally, they find the source of the rumor. But the original source of the rumor people are not around. You can't reach them. They went to another country. So since you can't verify the exact original source of the rumor because the original people are not here anymore, then that's called a rumor. So you don't have to have the circumstantial evidence of a vart. You could just have known people of the people who originated the rumor. Now the Gemara goes like another question. Let's say if you find the people that originated the rumor, right? We assume that this girl is now Mukudeshes. Comes the original people that originated the rumor, and they come back from Medina Sayyam. And we ask them, is it true? Were you witnesses seeing that this girl was Makabel Kedushin? And they say, no, we never saw it. Couldn't we now destroy the rumor just on their hearsay by saying they we never started this rumor? Can we nullify a rumor and say, okay, the rumor is over and therefore she doesn't need a get? Well, once the rumor is out, and she's an usher lady until she's Makabel get. Amalei. So Rav Yosef answered Abaye, since Rav Chizda said that we don't rely on rumors until we know that kosher edim are part of this rumor chain, then that's a rumor. So since any rumors we don't give credence to, Shma Mina, since we're Shma Mina mevatlin call it, it seems to imply that we tend to go lenient on rumors. So as soon as the original source of the rumor come back from Medina Siyam, say, oh, we never we never saw the kedushin. So then we would right away nullify the rumor. Amalei. So Abaye asked Rav Yosef, Ada Rabba, Midam Rav Shesha, since Rav Shesha said, a rumor can even be from women. If women are just smoozing about it, that's a rumor. Shmamina. So we give credence to rumors very easily. Shmamina loy mevatlin kol. So we see from there that you don't mean mevatel kol. Once a rumor comes out on a girl, forget it. She needs a get. Amalei. So Rav Yosef finally answers. As rovasaninu. It's divided up among cities. Besuri mevatli kolim, benardoi mevatli kolim. In Surah we will nullify a rumor easily. In Nardoi, once a rumor was out, we would require the girl to get a get. Now the Gemara gives you 3-4 stories. There was a girl who everybody was schmoozing. She got engaged. Nebuch lebarbe rav, to a yeshiva boy. So now the girl, the father of this girl wants her not to get a get from this barbe rav, from the yeshiva boy. He wanted to ask Rav Chama if she could go start dating again. Asi Rav Chama l'Ravua. So Rav Chama came to the father. Amalei, Asi Rav Chama l'Ravua. Amalei Emily Hecha Avauda. Tell me, what's the story? What's the story with your daughter? Was she ever engaged? Amalei, the truth is Al Tanai Kaddish. This yeshiva boy tried to engage my daughter on a condition. He gave a condition. He made a condition. I'm going to get his kedusha money on the condition I am not going to go to Beit Chazoy. And he did go, so he violated his condition. So there was a kedushin over here, but since he violated the condition nullified the whole kedushin. Amalei. So Rav Chama said, no. Once the rumor was out that your daughter was engaged, forget it. Since when the rumor came out, there was not a explanation. No one heard about this condition. There was a rumor that your daughter was engaged and stood alone. You're not believed to start a new masla, which is a condition, something that breaks the rumor. In other words, your daughter is now stuck. She needs a get from this guy. I'm not going to trust that what you say, that there was a condition involved in his kedushin. Another story. There was this guy, a rumor came out of this girl that she accepted kedushin, which from a bunch of cheap dates, unripened dates, which have no flesh on it, at a certain well. So it looks like a substantiated rumor. Is this called a good rumor? And this girl is now mukudeshes because of this rumor, and she can't get engaged to anybody else until she gets a get from the guy that she has a rumor with. Amalei. So Abaye said, here, even if you hold that once the rumor's out, we don't we require her to have a get, and we don't nullify it so easily. Here we will nullify it. Because we'll say, people will say that's not like she's leaving and marrying somebody else without a get. The whole reason why when a girl has a rumor, she's required to have a get, because if she marries somebody else, people will say an Ashes Ish does not need a get. She can go marry whoever she wants. They can just absolve herself from the marriage without a get. But if the rumor said that she got engaged to somebody with something like dates that are not worth so much, people will say that she was never engaged to the first guy, that the rabbis looked into her matter for the first kedushin, and there was not a shava pruta. So therefore, we will allow her to get married to somebody else, and we will mavato that rumor. We will say that she doesn't need a get from the first guy. There's another story. We go to Petesam Abayz. There was a call that went out that she got engaged to one from a family. Rava said like this: even if you hold that you don't mevatel koila, we know this girl is engaged. We don't know to one of Rosenberg's boys, but we don't know which one. Rava said, since it's just a rumor, even if you hold once a rumor's out, we give credence to it. Here, we're not going to give credence to it because we're going to allow this girl to marry even without getting a get from the Rosenberg boys. Because once she's going to get engaged, the people are going to say, Meima Omar, people are going to say that it's not like she was engaged to one of the Rosenberg boys, but it turns out the rabbis looked into the boy that it gave her kedushin and found out that one of the boy that gave her kedushin was under bar mitzvah. So there was no kedushin over there. So therefore, we will allow this girl to get married to somebody else without receiving a get from one of the Rosenberg boys, because the rabbis, people are going to say that not that a girl could go ahead and get married without getting a get. People will say that the first kedushin wasn't a valid kedushin. Ahu dinafik Allah kala. There was this rumor that went out about a person, the kachelakotan hanira kagadol, that she got engaged to a boy who looked like an adult. It looked like an adult, like this a boy under bar mitzvah, but he's already 6 feet. Amalei Ramotka Ravashi have a uvda. Ramotka said to Ravashi, there was a story like that, and we don't require her to get a get from that boy under bar mitzvah. In other words, we allow this girl to get married without getting a get from that boy who's under bar mitzvah, although he looks like an adult. Because people who see the boy in the street, they know he looks like a 6-footer, but he acts like a immature kid. So people will know right away that she was engaged to somebody who's under bar mitzvah, so she was never engaged, and therefore she could go mikabel kedushim from anybody else, and no chashash that she would need a get. People saying marriages are absolved without get. Now, Gemara says like this: we said, and a masla, something that breaks the rumor. If something breaks the rumor, then we don't give credence to the rumor. Amar Rabba Baravuna, Amasla Sha'amur, the Mishnah said, Amasla, Afil Mekan Batzara Yamim. Even if the rumor is broken 10 days later by an explanation. Rav Zvid said, if there is room, even if we don't hear the amasla, but we can make up our own amasla, we can make up our own explanation that destroys the rumor. We will give credence to our explanation and not consider this girl rumored to be engaged. So Rav Papa asked Rav Zvid, we'll stop in a minute. Rav Papa asked Rav Zvid, our Mishnah said that what quells a rumor, an actual amasla, an actual explanation. And you're telling me that even if there is no explanation, if I could think of an explanation, that's enough. Amalei, you have to read it into our Mishnah. Bim koim amasla kama. Our Mishnah means to say that if I could think of a plausible explanation that could break the rumor, then I won't give credence to the rumor. But it doesn't have to actually be that I heard another rumor that breaks the rumor. If I could think of something, that's enough to break a rumor. Says the Gemara, another few more lines. So, Amalei Rav Kahana Rav Papa. So Rav Kahana said to Rav Papa, "Va'at loy tizbra." You don't hold. You're asking a question. Do you not hold that we think of our own excuses that break rumors? But now we learned in the Mishnah. A Mishnah that says that a lady was mukudeshes, and then she was married to somebody, and then her husband went to the army, let's say, and then they told her, "Oh, your husband died in war," and then iskatcha, so she became mukudeshes to somebody else, and lo and behold, v'achakach bobal, her husband came back from war, and so muteres lachsa, she's permitted to go back to her second husband, to her original husband. Lav mishum without a get. Lav mishum damrinen atnai kodesh. We're going to say that the reason she could go back to the first husband, she's leaving the second husband, going back to the first husband, and without a get. People are going to say, "Oh, marriages can be absolved without a get," and she's returning to her first husband. So this is a machzor grusha. People will understand on their own that the second husband only gave her kedushin on condition your first husband doesn't come back, and it's self-understood. And since the first husband came back, the second husband's kedushin was nothing, so she's permitted to go back. So you see that this concept, that even though it was not stated, but we can think of our own excuses, our own explanations to not require new gittin. Answers the Gemara, no. It's not that the Shana Hasam the Asa Bal Kamar. There, the original husband came and said, I never gave her a get in the first place. So I'm here. So you had no right to engage her. But it's not the story in our case. Here, there's just a rumor she was engaged to somebody. So I'm now inventing a plausible reason to quash that rumor. We don't know where the first husband is. If that's the case, if the husband's coming say, I gave a get, even if she got married to a second guy, we learned in the Mishnah that if she got only engaged to the second guy, she could go back to the first guy. But the Mishnah says that if she actually married the second guy, she can never go back to the first husband, and she can never go back to the second husband. And so why don't we say she could go back to the first husband when people will see that when the husband says, I never gave her a get in the first place, she had no right to marry you. And everybody knows that the second marriage was invalid. And says the Gemara, the fact is, Nisis of the Yisura, she slept with somebody. Because she got married and she did an Isser, and she should have investigated much thoroughly before she married man number two. Kansura Bana. The rabbis gave her knas. Niskacha, but if she just became a kudeshes, the loy of the Isura, loy can't see here. That they didn't give her like Kansura Ban. The Rabbanan didn't give her a knas that she should get divorced. 2 seconds more. Two more lines. Amar Ravashi. Ravashi said, "Kol kola the chazak beveidin lav kola." Another rule. A rumor that in Bezdin, the courthouse, is not talking about it. That's not a rumor. A rumor that you read in the page 6. That's not a rumor. It has to be somewhat that high society is talking about it. People in the Bezdin are talking about it. But if it's not there, that's not a rumor. The Amar Ravashi says. We had this before. If a rumor about a woman after she's already married, we're not giving credence to it, and we allow the husband and wife to stay together. But if they were just engaged, but they were never living with each other, we would give credence to it. But Rav Chaviva Alman, this is where we'll end. If a man and woman are just engaged, but they didn't go to chuppah yet, and a rumor comes out, we're not going to give credence to the rumor, and we'll allow them to go to the chuppah together, because it's once they're ready, things are happening and move forward in the girl's life and the man's life. Don't give credence to the rumor unless it's substantiated by fact. The hilchasa, the halacha is loichashinam. Once they get engaged, we're not chayish for any rumors. Okay, Be'ez Hashem, we'll just finish off this daf and an easy daf tomorrow, and we'll finish the Masechta.